Good afternoon. This is Deines with your midday grain comments for Wednesday, January 13th. Today on the Chicago Board of Trade, we've got corn trading up 2 currently, soybeans up 4, and wheat down 1. Overnight and yesterday, we did see some pretty big action in crude oil with prices settling lower now for 7 straight sessions. And yesterday, we saw crude oil drop below $30 a barrel for the first time since 2003. So paying attention to the crude oil markets here for a minute, we did see a slight bounce back overnight with crude popping just back above $30 per barrel, but we really are beginning to see a lot with weekly supplies continuing to show increasing inventories and demand for refined products, especially gasoline, really continuing to drop off here. So as we see consumption becoming subdued in recent weeks as warmer weather has limited some of the demand for heating oil and consumers are buying less gasoline, we're certainly going to be paying attention to the crude oil and the outside markets as we move forward. Obviously, looking at the grain markets today, though, we do have most of this still lingering from the USDA report yesterday. The biggest surprise in the report certainly being in the wheat seedings report, as USDA reported acreage down 2.7 million acres below what the average trade estimates were at this point. And so we saw a big reaction in wheat yesterday and a little bit of a small correction today, with wheat trading down, just a couple of many traders feeling like things were overdone yesterday, making a small correction to the rally in wheat. So that certainly had a little bit of spillover support early on this morning. We're starting to see some of the trade turn away from that and focusing more on the corn and soybean. Corn markets traded slightly lower overnight with a little bit of profit taking, starting to see some steam into today with just some small bounces, but very little direction was gained from yesterday's report overall. Not a lot of big news that really pushed us in any specific direction, so still going to be certainly focusing more on a weather market now, as we really lack the overall news on the demand and supply side from the corn market that we had hoped to gain from the January report yesterday. We did see ethanol production numbers out today holding strong, with production still higher than last year at this time and stocks continuing to increase. As we look at the soybeans, though, obviously a lot of news in the report yesterday was soybeans. They continue to trade slightly higher today, but the attention is shifting back to South America. We didn't see any changes made yesterday in the report to the South American production numbers, so we're going to be paying a lot of attention to the forecast and the outlook for weather for those regions, and we'll be watching that closely over the next few weeks. Models continue to call for good rains across parts of central and northern Brazil, some potential dryness in southern Brazil, and Argentina is expected to see some rains across the western and southern sections this week as well. But we really need to look at some of the technical side of the soybean market as we approach the 100-day moving average on March beans at 881. This is certainly going to be a key number for us to watch moving forward. If we can break through 881, markets likely look at some strength to carry on and push for new highs for this recent move. If we can't hold that 881, that might keep us under wraps here momentarily. So we'll keep an eye on those numbers as we move forward, and certainly be focusing back to more of a weather-driven market here as we move through this time of year, and certainly getting into more of that acreage battle as we get closer to the planting season for the U.S. So that's all we've got for you today. Keep in mind that we will be back with an update tomorrow. The commodity markets will be closed on Monday in honor of Martin Luther King Day, so we'll be back this week and take a break on Monday and be back with you again mid next week. So hope you all have a great afternoon. Thanks for watching.